Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales. Our journey begins at Monte Cristo Homestead, often regarded as the most haunted house in Australia. Built in 1884, this Victorian-era mansion in Junee was home to the Crawley family. The mansion's history is marked by numerous tragedies, including the murder of a stable boy, who was burned to death by an enraged caretaker. The story of Harold Crawley, the Crawleys' mentally ill son, adds to the house's haunted reputation. He was confined in a small room for over 30 years. Guests and staff frequently report sightings of phantom figures, eerie footsteps echoing through the halls, and a cold, unsettling presence that lingers. Some claim to have seen Mrs. Crawley's ghostly figure, often felt near the staircase where she is said to have died. The Old Melbourne Gaol, Victoria. The Old Melbourne Gaol is a place steeped in a dark past, having housed some of Australia's most notorious criminals. Constructed in the mid-19th century, the jail was known for its brutal conditions and numerous executions. Ned Kelly, Australia's most famous outlaw, was hanged here in 1880, and it is said his spirit still haunts the premises. The jail's stone walls and iron bars have absorbed the anguish of its inmates, and many visitors report feeling a heavy atmosphere. Unexplained cold spots, disembodied whispers, and sightings of shadowy figures are common. One of the most chilling tales involves the ghost of a young boy, often seen wandering the corridors, his cries for his mother echoing in the night. Port Arthur, Tasmania. In Tasmania, the historic site of Port Arthur stands as a reminder of the harsh realities of convict life. Established in 1830, it was one of the most brutal penal settlements in Australia. The separate prison, where inmates were kept in solitary confinement in complete silence, is particularly notorious. The psychological torment endured by prisoners often led to madness, and many believe their tortured spirits still haunt the site. Visitors to Port Arthur frequently report hearing eerie cries, footsteps, and even the faint murmuring of voices. The ghost of Reverend George Eastman, who died under mysterious circumstances, is said to haunt the parsonage, adding to the site's eerie reputation. Fremantle Arts Centre, Western Australia. Originally built as the Fremantle Lunatic Asylum in the 1860s, the Fremantle Arts Centre has a long and unsettling history. The building's Gothic architecture, complete with pointed arches and dark stone, adds to its eerie atmosphere. Over the years, it served various roles, including as a women's home and a naval base during World War II. The most commonly reported apparition is that of a woman dressed in white, believed to be a former patient. Visitors and staff have also experienced doors slamming shut on their own, cold spots, and the sound of footsteps echoing through the halls. Some even claim to have felt an unseen presence brushing past them, heightening the sense of unease. Quarantine Station, Sydney, New South Wales. The quarantine station in Sydney, established in the 1830s, was used to isolate immigrants suspected of carrying infectious diseases. The station's history is marked by suffering, with numerous deaths from smallpox, the Spanish flu, and other illnesses. The spirits of those who died here are said to haunt the site, particularly in the hospital area. The most famous ghost is that of a young girl, often seen playing around the hospital. Visitors have reported hearing ghostly voices, seeing shadowy figures, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. The atmosphere at the quarantine station is thick with sorrow, and the echoes of the past seem to linger in every room. Beechworth Lunatic Asylum, Victoria. Operating from 1867 to 1995, the Beechworth Lunatic Asylum housed thousands of patients, many of whom suffered from severe mental illnesses. The asylum was known for its inhumane treatments, including electroshock therapy and lobotomies. The spirits of former patients are believed to haunt the building, with numerous reports of ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and unexplained movements. The most notorious area is the Grevillea wing, where a nurse named Matron Sharp is often seen. She is said to continue her rounds, checking on patients even after death. The asylum's long corridors, now abandoned, echo with the faint sounds of crying and whispers, creating an atmosphere of unease and sadness. Airedale Lunatic Asylum, Victoria. Airedale Lunatic Asylum, one of the largest asylums in Australia, opened its doors in 1867. The asylum's sprawling complex housed over 13,000 patients during its operation, many of whom were subjected to brutal treatments. Today, it is one of the most haunted places in the country, with frequent reports of ghostly nurses, shadowy figures, and unexplained noises. The women's ward is particularly known for paranormal activity, where the spirit of a nurse is said to continue caring for patients. The atmosphere in Airedale is thick with history and a palpable sense of lingering despair, as if the building itself remembers the suffering of its former occupants. Old Adelaide Gaol, South Australia. The Old Adelaide Gaol, one of the oldest surviving buildings in Adelaide, operated as a prison from 1841 to 1988. The jail witnessed numerous executions, including hangings, and was known for its harsh treatment of prisoners. The spirits of these prisoners are said to still haunt the jail, with frequent reports of apparitions and unexplained phenomena. Visitors have reported hearing the clanking of chains, footsteps, and even ghostly whispers. The most famous ghost is that of Governor William Baker Ashton, who died of a heart attack in the jail. His spirit is often seen patrolling the corridors, maintaining his watch over the prison even in death. The National Film and Sound Archive, Canberra, Act. The National Film and Sound Archive, originally the Australian Institute of Anatomy, is home to a vast collection of audiovisual materials. However, it's also known for its ghostly activities. The building's history as a place of anatomy and research has led to many unsettling stories. Staff and visitors have reported feeling a presence watching them, hearing unexplained noises, and even seeing apparitions. The most commonly seen ghost is believed to be that of a former caretaker, who continues to roam the halls. The building's grand architecture and long corridors contribute to an atmosphere of mystery and intrigue, making it a fascinating yet eerie place to visit. The Princess Theatre, Melbourne, Victoria. The Princess Theatre, one of Melbourne's most iconic theatres, was built in 1854. It is not only known for its rich history and architectural beauty, but also for the ghost of Frederick Federici, an opera singer who died on stage in 1888. Federici's ghost is said to be friendly and is often seen watching performances from the audience or backstage. His presence is so well known that the theatre leaves a seat open for him on opening nights as a sign of respect. The theatre's elegant interiors, combined with the stories of its resident ghost, create a unique atmosphere of both grandeur and the supernatural. As we conclude our journey through Australia's most haunted places, we are reminded of the rich and often dark history these sites hold. From the tragic tales of Monte Cristo Homestead to the ghostly figure of Frederick Federici at the Princess Theatre, these locations are steeped in stories that captivate and chill the imagination. Each site offers a glimpse into a past filled with hardship, tragedy, and the unexplained, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. Whether you are a skeptic or a believer, the tales of these haunted places are sure to linger in your mind long after the video ends. As we leave these haunted halls and eerie grounds, remember that sometimes, history's most chilling stories are the ones that never truly end.